What's good, my peeps? It's your knucker, Big Rucker, back at you again. After a short hiatus due to lack of product, but it is what it is. But I'm back now, and you see in front of you, you know what it is. We've got the Retro Series Rhino, Spider-Man Retro Series, Vintage Series, what have you. You see it's on that huge Retro Series card, reminiscent of when we got the Kingpin, and it was the same thing. Kingpin had been a Build-A-Figure. There was some caveats that people had with the Build-A-Figure. They wanted it to look more classic, and Hasbro delivered Wilson Fisk onto us in the form of Spider-Man Retro Series on an oversized card. So there you have it. And now we've got this. We've got the Rhino once again on an oversized card with some, you see the accessories, 2 head sculpts, and you see that illustration of the Rhino off to our left there. Since this is a retro card, there's nothing to look at on the side. We will peep out this back here. We've got more of that artwork. You've got the graph on how to apply the accessories, the extra head and hands. We have, which is crazy, this actual set, this Rhino, which is, it's technically a standalone, but we have the Spider-Man Retro Wave being shown below. Spider Armor Mark 1, Hammerhead, Symbiote Spider-Man, Ben Reilly, the Shocker, and Hobgoblin. I'll have to do some research to see if this is a first or not, because this is really not a wave. I guess that technically makes this wave's Build-A-Figure, if you will, even though it's not a Build-A-Figure officially. It's a standalone figure, but it's the same, you know, as when it was a Build-A-Figure. I guarantee you, we get it open, I can pull the arms and legs apart if I so chose. But I digress. We do have a readout, as we usually do. Marvel's Rhino, former Russian Mafia muscle. The Rhino possesses immense strength, near impregnable exo armor, and a stubborn grudge against Spider-Man. And you have the rest in different languages. You got the legalese, and that's how it goes down. Back to the front, so you can see it once again. You know this isn't collector-free packaging, even though I've got 2 of them. So this is the last you'll see of the Rhino as is. So here we have the Rhino out of the packaging, and on the display here, diorama showing a little destruction. You could tell he's been doing his thing a little bit, but first glance, he has different deco than the original Build-A-Figure, and of course he's got a different head sculpt, different 2 head sculpts. In fact, we've got our accessories right here. Here's that other head that came with it, and this is more of a neutral head sculpt. Another difference is these head sculpts actually have the eyes of the Rhino, which he first appeared way back in the day this way. The later iteration, he didn't have the eyes. Talking about the Build-A-Figure, but yeah, you've got that, pretty cool there. He also comes with a set of additional set of hands. These are gripping hands, as you can see. They've got the gray paint, and the nails have been painted, so that's pretty cool. Take a closer look at the head sculpt to check out the detail. And here it is. That's the additional head sculpt. You can see, like I said, neutral face there, and there's that eye, both sides. Then you've got the different paint deco for the horns, and we'll see what the head sculpt that came on the figure out of packaging looks like. Here he is, Rhino out of the packaging. His head sculpt, you see he's got the gritting teeth, those same eyes, the Rhino eyes, looking pretty good. And you can see the different paint deco. You see the bony knobs there. One of the things that's different with this this Rhino, another thing caught at first glance, is there are no holes on the shoulders for the shoulder pads, as was with the original Rhino, the Build-A-Figure. They, meaning Hasbro, they covered those up, so that's cool. And you can see he's got the gray, molded in gray, and has got the dark wash there on his chest and along his abs, along his shoulders, biceps, forearms, tries, the whole nine. Pretty cool there. On the back, he's got the wash on the back there. Then when you go further down, there's nothing left. Turning back around, the Rhino toes, the patas, they're painted, so that's pretty cool. He's got some wash there on the thighs, and there's a wash on the actual top of the feet too. So you do have that right there. Having zoomed out, take a look at his articulation. His head is on, it's just like on a, it's just a peg, pegs into the body. So his head, he can go forward or look down that far. He could look up that far. He doesn't really have any side to side, no attitude. He can turn left, right, but it's like clicky. He's not going to do a 360, but he can get some good movement left to right. As far as his shoulders are concerned, he can do, it's about 75 degrees because of that big shoulder blade. He can do a 360 with it. He has bicep swivel there, single jointed elbow, and he's got the wrist hinge and swivel. This is like I said, this is an old Build-A-Figure, so they're going to be pinned, as you can see right there. As far as his torso, he can bend forward with a click that far. Combined with the head down, he's pretty well versed in looking down, so you can get him some good charging poses. He goes back only that far, which is almost nothing. He does have waist swivel, but because of how wide he is, it's kind of ugly right there. It is what it is. Hips go out that far. He can move his legs very, very close to 90. I'll give him a 90 on that. Back, not so much. He does have the thigh swivel. He has single jointed knees, and it's pretty ugly because you can see all of that there. And he can point his toe that far down, that far up. He does have ankle pivot. He does have holes, peg holes, at the bottom of his feet. Here's the Rhino with his additional head, the neutral head, and his grasping hands. So you can see how he looks like with that. Taking a height measurement of our Retro Series Rhino, we've got him to the very top of his largest horn. He stands at 8 inches tall, which translates metrically to approximately 20 centimeters. So he is a big boy. For comparisons, we've got Retro Series Rhino up against the first Retro Series, well, not the first, but this is the what really kicked off the Spider-Man Retro Series, the superposable Spider-Man. And here we have our Retro Series Rhino next to the Gamerverse Abomination with a custom head that is based on how the comic book Abomination looks, put on this body. And who made the custom head, forgive me, it escapes me at this time, but you see what it is, how good it is. Here we have our Retro Series Rhino next to the Build-A-Figure. Now I use this one. I actually have two of them because I didn't want to go through changing out the original Rhino with the new Rhino. So of course this is the new Rhino. It's not the same guy. As you see, he wears he's got an actual mask, and he's got the shoulder pads. That's where the holes came into play, was because of the shoulder pads. Other than that, he came with a regular head of the original Rhino, which was a very maniacal looking head sculpt. He looked very crazy. A lot of people they weren't too thrilled with that, so I'm sure they'll be happy with this more gritting his teeth portrait of the Rhino. You see the different paint decos. The original one, definitely darker paint decos. The toes darker brown. And one thing about the Rhino that seemed to have also gotten on people's nerves, if you will, is despite the size of the figure, he just seems like short and stocky because of those legs. The legs were sculpted to just be stocky, so they don't give off the appearance of being long. So even though this figure is 8 inches tall, a true Build-A-Figure size, he comes off short. And they also retooled this buck for an Abomination Build-A-Figure slash figure that came in an SDCC box set. And it's really apparent on that Abomination, the legs looking stocky, despite the fact that the figure's 8 inches tall, you know, or nearly 8 inches tall. Yeah, so that's what you have. You've got the old next to the new. And I had brought out the Abomination just so I can do this from an old 1970s Incredible Hulk comic, the Abomination and the Rhino faced off. They tag teamed against the Hulk, and it's a nice way to recreate that scene. So yeah, that's how we're going to end this review right here like that. So to sum it all up, the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Retro Series Rhino Deluxe Big Boy, Big Card action figure is a very nice update to the previous Build-A-Figure, different paint apps, 2 better head sculpts, and additional hands. Very nice. The articulation's the same. Caveats would still be the legs, just the way they appear, they just seem too short. I'm not saying they are, they just kind of sort of seem that way. It just looks really, really stocky short, you know what I'm saying? It just gives off that appearance that the Rhino isn't as big as he is, but he is indeed as big as he is, whopping 8 inches, and will look very nice in your collection should you decide to upgrade to this. If you already have the Build-A-Figure and you don't think you need to get this guy, the differences, the changes aren't enough to sway you into getting him, well then you got the original, so it is what it is. You already know what time it is with me. I'm a neurotic completionist, so you knew I had to get it, and here he is. So and there we go with this review. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Please like, share, subscribe if you have not already done so, and also comment below. I love to hear what you got to say. The algorithm loves it too. And if you want to be notified when I upload another video, please smash the bell, and that will happen for you. It's your Knucker Big Rucker, about to be about this piece. Remember, my peeps, the hunt continues. I am out. Peace.